My mother used to lead a hunting party and told me once of a story where pleasant weather turned to violent storms, forcing the party back and spoiling a fine expedition. Perhaps the cause was Namielle. I hope your hunt divulges some answers.
And the hunt, well, answers it gave. Welcome, everybody, to the release of our Tempered Namielle! And, fellow hunters, it is one Namielle of a fight! No, really, it's absolutely brutal. And I don't know if that's because it's just me. I have very much often found myself having issues with Namielle. Her attacks seem very kinda wibbly-wobbly all over the place, and it keeps catching me out. And now that she's arch-tempered, that catching out is hitting me for like 80% of my health, if not just one-shotting me. So be aware, the absurd damage and health of arch-tempered reigns once more, because water. Because water. So, the fight then is kind of tweaked. I want to say appreciably tweaked, but there's nothing, at least that I noticed, that stood out as like, whoa! But there is lots of little things that paint a very different picture. For example, she just starts crackling with her electric power, as opposed to just kind of chilling normally. She puts more water everywhere. She very much likes to get enraged very quick when you wall slam. There's no more cheeky double at the start of the fight, which I feel like might be an arch-tempered thing this time around. Like before, flashes just became a no-no. Now they're much more resistant to clutch claw shenanigans. At least that's kind of what I'm seeing. There'll be a full guide on everything specifically that is different about her and arch-tempered in general very, very soon. But for now, kinda all I want to say is be afraid. Be very, very afraid. Oh, and she also spams her ultimate move constantly, and my advice to you is don't clutch claw her during it. But we are here to look at our first Gamma set of Iceborne, and how exciting is that? Not very exciting, actually. Well, that depends. If you care about damage, then not very exciting. But if you care about fun, to the armor of tentacle and 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 tentacle, it is certainly quite interesting. Well, I mean, firstly, it looks just straight up gorgeous. But when we look at the actual skills on it, well, the only word really is curious. Now, of course, be it Namielle, we have elemental acceleration and true elemental acceleration at the 2 and 4 slot, so that's pretty damn good. Honestly, elemental accent. It is me, fire, and I am here. The bomb. I'm so sorry. But this is really quite good, because in combination with the new Cove Master Rank Jar weapons being absolutely fantastic for element, given that they have a load of element and, built-in critical element, we are, well, free from Silver Rathalos, which means we can start to play around. You can put in your Safi Jiva 5-set, maybe sneak in a bit of 3-set Teostra, or perhaps go Arch Namielle for some elemental acceleration. There's definitely going to need to be a lot of little testing and playing around to see what the optimum setup is. Me, personally, I lean towards 3-set Teostra for the Master's Touch, 100% affinity, with a little bit of 2-set Namielle for that elemental acceleration. But either way, it is very good to have very potent versions of an already very potent set bonus in a Silver Rathalos free world. But the actual pieces themselves then, if I had to describe the armor set as a whole, it would be...
So, Mr. Namielle, what are you going to teach me today? A brand new technique? How to sense
salt water?
What about how to fly?
Dodge!
But more specifically, I think if you're a bow or a dual blade, you're going to get a real kick out of this. The head then has a 4-slot and a 2-slot, which is fine, and it has all 3 ranks of stamina surge, which, you know, is nice to have. Power that stamina back up and do more often is, well, fun, right? I feel like all the stamina skills just equal fun, because the more dodging you can do, the better time you have when you're dashing around in demon mode or hopping side to side of the bow. I really enjoy that aspect of those weapons, even if they're not the most optimum damage output, and a rank until specialist is kind of whatever. But this picture will build up as we go through. So the chest then, 4 ranks of evade window, and a little bit of water attack. So the 4 ranks of evade window is hilarious. So already we're getting our stamina back really quick, and then we're dodging with enough iframes that you can go make a cup of tea within them. This then continues onwards, and of course the water attack is just kind of there. It's nice if you're using a water weapon, of course, saves you getting 4 ranks, but then again the charm gives 5 ranks, so it can be kind of awkward, and a single 4 slot is utterly just garbage. And really, Namielle, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, you make armor with slippery hands, alright? See how many slots you can fit.
I honestly thought the smithy made it, so I guess fair enough in that case. The gloves, all 3 ranks of marathon runner, with a 4 slot and a 2 slot, which is fine, decent, it's okay, and then just a little smashing of blight resistant, which is, I guess, nice to have. But the main deal here is now we've built up full stamina surge, full evade window, almost, and full marathon runner. And marathon runner is nice, especially for your demon mode. Slow little drain of your stamina, staying there for longer. It's not needed, but it's a very fun quality of life stamina skill, and it's really nice to have on the weapons that can actually capitalize on it. So yeah, you're starting to see where this is going as we start going to the waste for, well, going further with 3 evade extender maxed instantly. The recovery speed is neat, get that red health back a little bit faster, that's fine, it's just slapped on there. 4 and a 2 slot, again, just fine, you can do enough with it. But look, full stamina surge, full evade window, full marathon runner, full evade extender. It's just hilarious. We start to get into the realms of, well, this is the Ultra Instinct set. It just is. You put this on, like... And then we go to the boots, which are just a 4 slot, which, you know, is boo! But 4 constitution, almost full constitution. So this gives every stamina skill almost maxed, with every evading skill almost maxed, and then some slots to work with to pile in your damage. So you use dual blades on these, you're in demon mode for 9 centuries, dodging all over the place, massively distanced with massive eye flames, weaving and melting through the battlefield like a goddamn ghost as you get your elemental destruction on with the element acceleration, because really you don't need that many skills to really make element pop off when you've got crit element from your Kajal weapons. So you see what I'm kind of putting down here? You wear 4 of this set and then 1 good other piece of armor, and the slot that makes the most sense, likely the chest, because the evade window for me is the one to take away, especially if you're using thunder dual blades and then want a little bit of thunder attack on the legs. And by the way, having water attack and thunder attack on the same set is very curious. To my knowledge, I don't think there is another set that gives multiple different elemental attacks, but of course it makes sense for Namielle, water and thunder, but it's kind of neat to see. But yeah, you put this on and you are just a dodge stamina god while tearing through the enemy with just large, humongous amounts of element. And I think that is really fun. Is this going to be meta? More than likely not. Maybe, as I said, a 2-piece with a strong 3 set, Safi or Teostra. But is it going to be a really fun niche way to just be all over the place and never die? Hell yes! And that's really cool. Every new set does not need to break the meta, it doesn't need to define it, it just needs to offer something worth exploring, something fun. And this certainly does. A full set dedicated to all stamina, all evasion, that looks just wonderful, that you can really have a good time with for any weapon that likes stamina and element, which is, well, just see dual blade. This is the dual blade set. Bow, of course, can still make a good use of it, but I think they are going to be the champions of tentacles. And by the way, on an unrelated note, I'm really into making a dual blade set now. Really into dual blades. I think that's something I really want from my life. So yeah, nothing that's going to blow you away, but I think a lot that is going to make your day. Let me know what you guys feel. I honestly am quite happy with this. I really, really am. I think there's going to be a lot to play with, and already I'm theory crafting various builds worlds, and I will surely share them with you soon. But until then, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and happy arch hunting. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.